Hello, welcome to episode 14 of the Big Baby Daddy Cast. I am your host, Josh Vasquez, joined by a very giggly panel of co-hosts. Starting off from right to left, we got the smiling Giovanni Pacheco.
Deuces.
We have Josh Sims.
What's going on, everybody?
And we have Katie.
Hello.
Katie Higley's here.
Oh my God, you said it right. Oh my God. Yes.
All right, Katie Higley. Hey, it's her third show, so we had to make it. We had to give her at least some kind of dignity here.
The camera's down to her neck now. Now we don't just see her chin and
Yeah, like fucking 75% of her ceiling. Popcorn ceilings. I love it. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I have nothing against homosexuals. This is going swimmingly, by the way. Check out the hat. GamerMind.com. 1995. How's everybody doing?
Awesome. How about you?
I'm doing swell. You know what? Nobody ever asked me how I'm doing. I'm usually the host, and nobody asked me how I'm doing.
That's
I'm
because
doing
nobody
great.
cares.
Nobody cares about the host. The host is just there to get everybody else's opinion. But I'm doing great. We are doing great as a team. The GamerMind.com, the Big Baby Daddy Cast, the GamerMind.com has just surpassed 2,200 unique visitors and 7,000 page views. So we're rolling on all cylinders here. We're doing great things, and we got great things to come. We have Katie is the new addition to our family, and we hope to see something coming out of her imagination.
Okay.
Soon.
Thank you for
Yes.
finishing that sentence.
I had to finish that sentence.
A long pause.
Thank goodness the FCC doesn't monitor podcasts, because we would have been off the air a long time ago.
God.
So around the room, Gio, what's going on? How you been?
I've been good, man. I've been keeping busy. My wife just made me a surprise yesterday, and her and my oldest son went and did a fire pit for me. Some lawn chairs and stuff, just to be able to hang out there and relax, enjoy the nature. So it's been pretty cool.
Over.
Nice. That's always good to be outside and to be outside sometimes. A lot of times I spend so much time indoors that when I'm actually sitting outside on my porch, you feel like your body's like, dude, you should have done this like 4 weeks ago. Like, you need to be outside. That's good. Fire pits are great. Wives are good. And that's great. Josh, what have you been up to?
Other than, I know, and I say this constantly, other than work, not too much, but the only good part of this is I am this close of getting back home, back to Missouri.
That's great. We've been doing this. Which podcast is this for you? This is what, 5, 6?
I came in on 8.
There you go. So you've been trying for quite some time.
Yeah.
To get back home. So hopefully that goes well for you in the coming months. Katie.
Yes.
Hi, Katie.
Hi.
We see more of you today.
I know.
She had to reward you
more
because you said her
viewers.
last name
Yes.
right.
By the way, there's somebody at your door.
Okay. They can wait.
I'm glad that the majority of this screen here, I'm not looking at your popcorn ceiling. I mean, it's great popcorn ceiling, but I'm glad that I'm seeing more.
Now you see my couch and my door.
Couch in your door. That's good. I love couches indoors are great. You open, you close them, you sit on couches, everything's great. Everything's great. So everybody's good, everybody's doing well. We apologize in advance for the delay in some of the video streaming and some of the audio stuff out of our control, but we're still going to bring you a show, and that's how we roll here, because the show must go on.
Yes.
Now, does anybody else have anything else to add to this? I'm not going to talk about my daughter this week because I got a lot of bullshit about the things that I said about her last week. So I'm not going to say anything as far as ranting. But I will say this.
Oh, God.
So my daughter, she likes to play on the iPad and the cell phones, and she likes to go on YouTube. They have YouTube for kids now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that she likes to watch on these YouTube channels are people unboxing or unwrapping mystery bags full of toys. And a lot of the times, the people that are doing these things are adults. And they're sitting there like, oh my God, we've got a little pony, and the little pony's coming out, and I'm a little pony. And they're playing with toys, grown people, right? So I'm listening to this, and I'm like, what are you looking at? I look at the phone, and sure enough, it's a grown ass man, and he's playing with toys, and she's just enamored with it. And I'm like, this can't be a thing. And it totally is a thing. And not only is it a thing, but this guy had like 2 million views.
Jesus.
So I want you guys' opinion on this stuff. Like, you have a grown ass person unwrapping toys for kids on YouTube. They have multiple millions of views. What do you think about that?
Honestly, I'm relieved that my son is not the only one that watches those videos. Because for a while, I was like, why are you watching this? But now that I know that your daughter watches it, I'm gonna assume it's a little normal. But it is a little creepy, and they kind of enjoy it a little bit too much.
They do. They really get into it, and they make the sounds of the animals and the various, like, they know the characters' names, and I don't know. That's kind of like bronies, like the My Little Brony. You know what? If you don't know what My Little Brony is, Google My Little Brony. It's grown men that like My Little Pony, and they dress up like ponies, and it's really creepy, and it's whatever. But it's like that's like one step below that. I mean, it's cool that they're watching it, whatever. But like now, every time we go to Target or Walmart, and she comes across these little bags, I have to freaking pick one up, and I have to do it now. I'm that guy. Oh my God, we got a little pony, and it has things on it. You know?
You should do it. Daddy knows best on one of them.
I should review their review of the mystery bag. But it's not violent, and it's not sex, and it's not mayhem and explosions, and so I guess this is the times, 2016. Unwrapping mystery bags of toys is what kids are into nowadays.
By creepy adults.
Katie, it's been a while since you had a little kid. What do you think about that?
That's just a little weird to me. I don't know. With the way the world is today, kind of get your mind going in different directions of why a grown man would be unwrapping toys for kids. So I'm not saying that that guy's doing anything wrong. I'm just saying, it could go that way, or it could make you think that way if you didn't know any better.
That is true. I have to agree.
Yeah.
I feel a little better when there's a female doing it. I don't know why, but I just feel like kind of like the whole situation where, like, if you had a babysitter and some guy comes to your door like, hey, I'm going to babysit your kid, and you're like, no, the fuck you not.
Right.
Sorry, Jack, or whatever your friggin' name is. I don't care that you have a care.com account. You're not watching my damn kid.
Now, see, I think it would be different if it was a guy and it had, like, his kids in the video, and he was doing it for his kids, and then videoed it like that.
That's different.
Yeah.
Just to be just the guy doing it, it's a little creepy for me. My opinion. Sorry.
And he has the whole background and setup too. It's a little extreme.
What do you think about that, Jay?
I have to excuse me. I have to agree with Katie on that. It's one thing if you're doing something with your own kids, making a little video with your kids involved in it, but you're doing it to have a good time with it, to showcase to other people. Yeah, that's it's a little iffy with that. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather right now, but it's
you're
just
always under the weather. There's always something wrong with you, Jay. Just we know you're never
20
okay.
degrees. We go from 20 degrees to almost 65 today.
You complain that it's cold. You complain that it's warmer. Like, pick up time. Which one do you want?
I want it to be 65. No more of this fucking 20 degree bullshit.
So back home, how's the weather back home? Like, what is it normally?
Right now it's like about 60 to 70.
So comfortable. Yeah, comfortable weather.
I'll be like,
never
it's
make
too
Josh
hot.
happy.
No, it's too hot. Turn the air on.
So
I always
Oh.
have the heat on.
We're gonna have to talk later.
yeah, I'm just I'm one of those types that my core temperature is always high.
I do.
You know, I'm always like sweating.
Mhm.
Not like, and I don't sweat like it's like man sweat. You know, it doesn't smell. It's just a sweat, so it looks bad. It looks like it smells. You ever look at something like that? Looks like it smells. No, I don't smell. It's just that it's liquid. I drink a lot of water. Don't judge me.
Well, you don't think it smells, but maybe other people do.
No, it doesn't smell.
It doesn't smell, Jay.
Final answer.
If we're in a room and it smells like garlic, it's not me. I don't smell like garlic. I promise.
Just like you.
We're missing Manny today. We're missing Manny for the second podcast in a row. We apologize. Manny is going through a life change right now. He's switching jobs, which is very exciting for him and his family. We wish him nothing but the best, and we hope to hear from him soon. So that out of the way. Fuck yourself, Manny. Anyway, we love you.
Hope the operation went well.
Hope the operation went well.
He was depressed. He cut his hair off.
That's not the only thing he cut off. Anyway, hey, it's 2016. Deal with
Can't
it.
judge. Yeah, we can't judge. Due time.
Speaking of judging, our nostalgia portion of this podcast, we're gonna concentrate on the console wars, on the bit wars. We're gonna concentrate on the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this.
What?
You know, back in the day, you know, you always had your favorite. You always had the people that like the Nintendos. You like the people that like the Segas. I owned the Sega Genesis, so by default, I felt like I had to defend it anytime like the Nintendo's people came around. They're like, "Oh, Nintendo's better," and you know, the Super Nintendo was better than Sega Genesis just by virtue of it coming out later. You know, but I want your guys' opinions and what team did you root for, Katie? You told me you played a lot of stuff when your brothers had it. What did you have any experience with that, like growing up back in the day with the Nintendo and Sega Genesis wars going back and forth?
No, not really. Not. Mm-mm.
Fantastic answer, Gio. When you were growing up, did you?
No. Okay.
Just kidding. Okay, if you had to pick a side.
Oh my god. That was too funny. I'm sorry. So,
If you had to pick a side, Katie.
If I had to pick a side,
had to pick a side.
Nintendo, because that was the first one I played, was Super Mario.
Okay, we got
So,
one for Team Nintendo.
Nintendo. Sorry.
So we
I
have
like
one
both.
for Team Nintendo. You like both, but
I like both.
if you had to choose, you would be Team Nintendo.
Team Nintendo.
Okay. So we got one vote for Genesis, one cryptic default vote for Nintendo. Gio, what side of the campaign were you on? Were you campaign Trump or were you campaign Hillary?
Trump. No, I didn't own a Genesis, so I didn't really get to experience as much. You know, like whenever I went over my friend's house, but I did own a Super Nintendo, so I would definitely have to go with Super Nintendo. I played a lot of Mario and just the games I really enjoyed, and the controller wasn't like all weird and fucking mad old like the fucking Genesis.
The Genesis was weird because it had the 3 buttons, like, and they were like on a line, and it was
on an angle,
hard to get. Yeah, it was really weird. The only thing I like about the Super Nintendo was the bitchin' ass sound that came out of that thing. Like the music was off the hook, and the Genesis was like it was just like this like just metal fucking rock mess. I'm not a rock person, but there you go.
I guess we got one.
Speaking of rock, what about you, Jay? What side of the fence were you on?
To tell you the truth, I only had, like, you know, I said this before. I went from a regular Nintendo and then jumped to PlayStation. I had the regular Nintendo for years. I think, matter of fact, when I first got it, it was 88. I mean, fuck, I was 8 years old. I mean, shit. So my cousin shut up. So my cousin had, he had the Super Nintendo. So every time I went over there, I played that. My other cousin had the Sega, so I played that. There was a couple games that were, that they were pretty cool and whatnot. I played Sonic, and that was pretty much the only game I remember at the time. There was a couple others, but I just can't remember what. Uh, the Super Nintendo, they had, Mortal Kombat when it came out, all that crap. But I really have to go with the regular Nintendo because A, it held up better. It put out more games up until PlayStation came out, because even the Super Nintendo didn't put out as many games as the regular one, and that
I think
includes
there was
Sega.
something like 800 games for the original Nintendo. That's like insane. Like you
Yeah.
never see that nowadays.
No,
I still remember having to blow into the cartridge.
Oh my
and
goodness!
then
And that happened
push
for
it
both
in,
systems.
and you have to do this to get
Yeah.
make sure it seats in right. Yeah.
And then you would slam it at different intervals. Like the first time you would like slam it really hard and it still wouldn't work, and then you just kind of like ease it in to make sure that maybe if you do it like really slowly, it would work. But then like out of nowhere, it would work. He just eased it like this.
Disease
This
it
is
just a
gonna
little.
I'm gonna use this as the thumbnail for this podcast. Just kind of do one of these. But yeah, nostalgia. What about mascots? What's your favorite mascot, like of all time? Like it doesn't have to be then; it could be now. What's your favorite? So we got things like Sonic, Mario, Crash Bandicoot, the Master Chief. What would be your favorite mascot for a system? Gio, we'll start with you.
I would definitely have to go with Master Chief.
Master Chief for the Xbox.
Looks badass, like freaking. He looks like he'll whip anybody's ass, and it's just very appealing. So
he has a very like iconic look to him. Like
exactly.
You can,
all
like,
you're
the
missing
minute
is
you
the
see
light
him,
in the back in the background of him, and just like right next to Jesus, like this, like
right, him and Jesus just hanging out and shit.
Yeah,
like a walking
chilling.
tank and then Jesus. Yeah,
exactly.
that was great. Okay, so we got walking tank and Jesus. Jesus is the mascot. What about you, Jay? What's your most iconic video game mascot?
I don't want to jump on the bandwagon. I would say Master Chief, yes, because Halo was designed specifically for. Yes, I know. I see your little toy back there. I know you play with them later.
It is not a toy. It is an action figure.
But
No, it's not. It's a robot.
It's a robot. See,
It's a robot.
She gets it.
Like I said, it's designed. That entire series is designed from Xbox, the Xbox 360, and for the Xbox One. That is Xbox's baby right there. But since
Definitely
y'all picked that, I'm going to go with something else.
Oh, curveball.
A very big one. I would have, but my actual second choice would be would be Mario for the original Nintendo.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, it's been. I don't know how can you say it? It's anytime somebody mentions the word video game, that's immediately what goes back.
Exactly.
What I go to, it goes straight to Mario. It's me, Mario. Okay.
Mario.
Okay. Katie, what about you?
Well, I was gonna say Mario, but I'm gonna say no. Actually, I'm gonna say Yoshi. He didn't get enough credit for carrying Mario's fat ass everywhere. So I'm gonna say Yoshi.
You know what? He
That
didn't.
is true. That was really good. Yeah, I agree.
Yoshi, yeah.
Poor
What was
guy.
that noise that he made every time you jumped on him? Like, what was that? Was it like the sound that a Yoshi makes?
I don't know. What sound does a Yoshi make, dear Josh? Please
Okay.
share with the world what sound a Yoshi makes. A real life.
Okay, but
Yoshi.
first of all, what is a Yoshi? Is it a turtle or is it a dinosaur? Because if the movie told me anything, it's that he's like a velociraptor. But the video games kind of make him out to be this weird looking turtle thing. So, what's a Yoshi? What do you think a Yoshi is?
I don't know, but I always won. Sorry, G, go ahead.
No, ladies first. Okay.
I always.
Go ahead.
I always wondered if Mario and Luigi were stuck on a deserted island. island,
Objectives.
if they were stuck on a deserted island and they had to eat Yoshi, what would he taste like? Would he taste like chicken?
Tastes like
We're
turtles.
talking about eating Yoshis. Fred, we just wanted to know what Yoshi was. Now you want to eat Yoshi? Did you have dinner? Okay, this is like mandatory. Before we start the podcast, you have to eat dinner because now we're talking about eating Yoshis. T. Yoshisaurus. I guess he would taste like maybe it's like kind of like alligator, you know, like a cross between chicken and steak. You know, does that make sense?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
Does any of this make sense? Yoshi's a dinosaur.
And I just find it funny with that whole thing between Yoshi and Mario.
What the hell?
Yes.
Marshy.
This is
Marshy.
great. Marshy.
Marshy, there you
That's like if Yoshi and Mario had a baby.
They fused together like in Dragon Ball Z.
go. But I just find it funny that Yoshi and Mario, Yoshi kind of overlapped Mario. He's actually more popular now than Mario is.
Really?
That's all.
Based
That's
on
all you
what?
see. Like my son, he plays Smash Brothers. Yoshi has so many different color skins on him. Mario doesn't, and he's like literally overlapping. Almost every kid wants to play Yoshi. They don't want to play Mario no more.
That's super weird because if I had the choice between Yoshi and Mario, probably maybe it's just a generational thing. You know?
Yeah. Well, you also got to remember.
What if we had
younger
Mario
kids? They
different
they
skins?
kind of like the dinosaur type deal. What?
Well, Mario could turn into fucking Metal Mario. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
About
Metal Mario, the shiny Mario, the
The
I know.
water gun Mario. Yeah. So yeah, what were we talking about? Mascots. Way off topic. Talking about eating Yoshis and Marshis and whatever.
oh god.
But I think that's something interesting that we even bring up Yoshi and Mario and the whole, what the hell is a Yoshi? Because remember the Super Mario Brothers movie? Like it had nothing to do with the video game.
Yes.
So I remember that movie. For what it was, aside from the fact that it was supposed to be a Mario movie, at the time, I kind of liked that movie. It was funny. I didn't really expect much from it, So the fact that it had John Leguizamo and for what it was pretty funny. It was an early 80s, 90s movie.
Early 90s.
90s.
Early 90s, yeah. So it was right. But what would you like to see? What video game would you guys like to see made into a full-length feature movie and taken good care of? Katie, you first.
Oh, you would come to me first.
Hey, he's been
Ladies
going
first.
So I don't want to hear complaining, Missy.
Oh my gosh. I've known about this question and I still have not been able to think of a video game that I want to see made into a movie. For the life of me, I cannot think of one that I want to see made into a movie. Maybe, since I play it, Grand Theft Auto. But I'm only saying
those games are kind of like already kind of like made into like big spectacles in movies. I can see that happening, especially if they use like one of the earlier ones and just went all the way with it. I can see that happening. Definitely. What about you, G?
You said J? Or G?
G.
J?
G?
J?
Hey, what do you think about what's your thoughts on this topic there, Jay?
I would love this. I know it. They already made 2 movies out of it. The first one was good, but the second movie they butchered. But I know they're actually in the process of doing it. I just can't wait to see it. Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be if they did it right. But I gotta admit, the first couple movies were all right.
They only made 2.
The first one. The first one was better.
Well, there was a couple. Which was the one with M. Bison? Wait, no, that's
Street Fighter.
That's Street Fighter. What the? I was like, what?
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Which is the
in the
one?
air today.
Yeah, geez. Which is the one where a bunch of guys do some things?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me think. Yeah,
But yeah, no, I think a modern day with CGI and good acting. I think. Who would you like to see played as a Scorpion?
Now, see, that's a little different because he always wears a mask, so it's kind of it. At that point, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, what about Raiden?
I think Christopher Lambert did a great job with him before.
I agree. Definitely, he did.
When they replaced him with shit, what's his name?
With the
I
Highlander
can't
guy.
remember.
No, with the other guy.
Christopher Lambert was a Highlander guy.
Oh, he was a Highlander guy. Yeah, I like the Highlander guy, but he's like 106 now, so I don't know if they're gonna bring him back.
No, the guy they replaced him with was like he was on the Warriors and whatnot. I don't know if you guys might don't know that movie probably, but
yes, we know Warriors. Okay, we're not
some
that
people
young.
don't. Some people don't.
I'm trying to think of another one.
And but it I wish they would bring him back. And I mean, I would love to. I just can't think of anybody. I would say Sean Connery, but he's old as hell too.
Yeah, he's too old.
This is the Mortal Kombat. I want to see you guys fight. Finish him.
That was pretty good.
I mean, if Christopher Lee didn't die, then he would have been a great one.
Yeah. What about you, G? What do you think? What video game would you like to see in a movie?
Honestly, I would like to see 2. Like you said, the Super Mario Brothers. I would love to see a modern day version and see if maybe they could see what they could add to it and what they could do different, what they didn't do in the first one. I think that was pretty good. Even though the first one I enjoyed the John Leguizamo being Luigi and the other guy.
I think he passed away. The other guy. I think he passed away.
But I think they both did a good job. But to find a modern day Mario and Luigi, I think is going to be pretty hard. And also another Street Fighter, like a Street Fighter.
Yeah, another Street Fighter would be nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
well, technically, I wish they wouldn't mess with that. It was good. It was like too comic bookish. But with Raul Julia, that was a classic.
Yeah, that was the one I was talking about before. The one with Ben Bison. That was a good movie. The one I would want to see obviously is a Halo movie that they talked about and they never did. They keep doing these stupid cartoons and these kind of sort of movies, but whatever. I would love to see a Master Chief movie, and I think Chris Hemsworth, the guy that plays Thor, would be a good Master Chief.
Yeah,
I think he would be a great Master Chief, but he would have to cut his hair and do all that stuff. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to cut his hair for the movie.
Take his clothes off.
He's gonna be under the mask though, anyway, so he won't have to cut his hair.
Master Chief doesn't get naked. He wears armor. Okay.
Yeah, so he even wears it to sleep.
I would never see that.
And showers.
He sleeps in his costume.
Oh,
yes.
That's not
so
right.
you will not see no Crims Helmsworth Lee's bananas and fruits. You won't see none of that.
Such a shame.
It's non-canonical.
I'm sorry for those viewers that do not know what canonical means, like myself.
Google it.
Bro, I can't even spell it.
FUCKYOU.
So he'd be like a Ken doll.
Who's that?
Ken and Barbie.
Oh, Ken doll.
Doll.
You can be like a Ken doll.
What the hell?
Like, what? This is a great podcast. All right, I am Josh coming to you live from thegamermind.com. Did we tell you that we are from thegamermind.com and go to our website because we need people to go to our website, please. It's www.thegamermind.com and it has great news, articles, videos, and podcasts for gamers and gamer parents and stuff like that. And one of the articles that we have currently from yours truly is called Top 10 Most Wanted Virtual Reality Apps. Now, this idea came to me while I was sitting on a boat fishing on the Everglades. No, it came to me like 3 days ago when I was at work, not working. And it was I was just thinking about some of the gaming apps that I would not gaming apps, or some of the applications that we could have for virtual reality. Okay, not gaming specific. So basically, applications that you could put on, basically like you have it on your phone that help you out with daily things in your daily lives, but not gaming specific, because we all know what we want to see on the virtual reality stuff. We want to see first person shooters. We want to see crazy cool stuff, but we also want to see different apps that can help you out with your life. So running through this really quickly, we have the interview simulator, which I talked about, which puts you in an interview like scenario where it can help you out on interviews and whatnot. We have something called the reunion app that can record the final moments or special occasions with people that may be passing on or stuff like that. We have something called an ARG Skype like app, to where you can have, like, what was that scene in Star Wars where the Emperor comes in on like R2D2 and he's like a hologram?
He didn't.
I'm looking at
Emperor never came on the Emperor.
Well, who
Emperor
came
never
on? It was the Leia was like, "Help me, please, Luke." What was that?
That was Leia.
That was Leia. Which one was that? Which Star Trek? was
Episode
that?
4.
It was Star Trek Episode 4. Okay.
Star Wars. Jesus Christ. You know what? Just yeah.
Moving on.
You're offending me. You're offending me.
We have the rainy day app, which makes it so like it's raining outside, even though it's not. So people that like to sleep in the rain and like to like sleep maybe when it's snowing or something like that. So you put the headset on, and automatically it starts raining outside, and you can have like the the thunder in your ears and do whatever it is that you do when it's raining outside. We have a Pokemon-like app that allows you to catch different types of creatures in and around your house. So you could be walking, down in your kitchen and you see a little. Now Yoshi. I'm not saying you see a little Yoshi, a little Yoshisaurus poking out of your cupboard, and then you fucking do one of these and you throw it and you catch it, and now you have it.
Make sure you don't hit one of your kids with it.
Yeah, make sure you don't slap it. Speaking of kids, we have the baby monitor app, which when you're playing a video game and you have the kid in the other room and they're sleeping or they're playing with their toys, you can keep an eye on them in the upper right hand corner, make sure they're not trying to jump out the window or anything like that, which is useful for gamer parents. This one comes in from Giovanni Pacheco, the Celebrity Simulator app, which allows you to become a celebrity walking down the red carpet. You can walk around your house, people taking pictures of you, and you could be a movie star, you could be a baseball player. Everything is just given to you, like you're a celebrity.
Is there a DLC content where you can punch him in the face?
There is a DLC content that you can actually. This actually was my idea, where you could be at a fine dining restaurant, and the DLC you can actually choose other celebrities to be like at your round table. So I could be sitting there with like Michelle Rodriguez, Tom Cruise. You know what I'm saying? And those would be add-on DLC. Haha! It's not just a hat rack. Yeah. We have the Phobia app, right? So you go on and all this you can read on thegamermind.com. It's under the development stimulus of the section of the website. Basically, if you're scared of like spiders, if you're scared of heights, if you're scared of being around large crowds, Katie, if you're scared about basically anything, it'll put you in a different level, different tiers, and each level will up the ante until you're completely over your phobia. We have the Gentleman's Club app.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why did you put Doc McStuffin as a picture for that?
Because I'm trying to work through my issues with Doc McStuffins, okay?
That's his phobia.
That's my phobia. I just got a migraine. Okay. So the Gentleman's Club app, you put the headset on and you're in a gentleman's club.
You get
Make of that what you will. It's for ladies. You get the power glove. You can have it for ladies. It could be a gentlewoman's club,
You have Thor on the stage.
You can have Crims Helmsworth, whatever his name, Crims.
Some Magic Mike going on too.
Some Magic Mike. I don't know what that is, but okay, cool.
Is that a magic show?
It is a magic show. They pull rabbits out of their hats.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
And then finally, we have interactive movies and shows. And I chose the picture of Doc McStuffins because this app will allow young children to be placed into the various shows that they watch, sort of like Doc McStuffins. So they could be within the show and interact with Doc McStuffins or Bubble Guppies or whatever show that they watch, and they could be, hanging around Doc McStuffins and doing Doc McStuffin things. And when she possesses all her toys and they go on for world domination, she could be one of the followers of that. So, of these apps, which do you guys think is your favorite? Josh, I'm gonna start with you. Or if you don't like any of these, which one would you like to see be an app?
And I was just about to say that because those are all good ideas, but you forgot to add one. You got people looking for an apartment. You got people looking for a house. A virtual tour.
Okay. That's a great app.
Copyright
thegamermind.com. That's actually a very, very good idea.
Because you got some places that have like a couple pictures. You go in there and look, and they only a lot of times they only show one wall.
Or they stretch the image out so the place looks bigger than it actually is.
Right. So and then you turn, you're like, oh shit. You get a whole, the whole layout. Walking up and down the steps. Oh shit! All right, that floorboard is creaky. Oh, that step is loose. Type deal.
Yeah, basically, like if you're actually at the house without actually having to go to the house.
Right.
And that'd be good too for like if, let's say we were looking for one, you're at work and you can't physically go to the house, and I go there and look at the house, and then you can do the virtual.
You can see what she sees.
Yeah.
That's the multiplayer aspect.
Right. And actually, that app could go on your phone.
We're in the wrong business. We gotta be in virtual reality app development. Is that what we gotta do here at the Gamer Mind? What about you, G? What do you think? What's your favorite, or what do you have? And do you have any app to add?
Not at this moment, but if I had to choose one out of the top 10, I'd probably do the Pokemon one.
Sounds cool, right?
Yeah, it actually does. I'll be freaking catching Pokemons all day in my house.
You'd be like looking around your house to see if there's any like going hiding inside of your pantry or like in the bathroom. There's a bunch of squirrels under the bed. Shit. And you're like, why are you playing in the toilet? Don't bother me when I'm playing my Pokemon.
It's time for you to go to work. No, I called out sick. Leave me alone.
I just caught a Squirtle. It's a big deal. They only show up during the day. That's a great idea. I love that idea. I love the fact that we could actually envision this as something that might be coming to fruition in our lifetime. What about you, Katie?
I actually kind of like the reunion one, but I think that's good and bad at the same time.
Why is that?
Well, because like our last podcast, we were talking about addiction. I think that if it's somebody that has passed away, that there's a lot of people that could be addicted to the virtual reality and not be able to,
move on.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
That's true.
Especially if it's like a parent with a kid.
Like if a parent loses a child?
Right. If the parent loses the child, I think that would be very difficult to try to like get out of that and go back to real life.
Mm-hmm.
No, I definitely agree. I didn't even think about it from that perspective. It begs the question to how far will they take this virtual reality stuff, and how far people will take it, because we always have the tendency to mess things up as a culture, and putting somebody in a position where in a good mental state, they can say, okay, well, I'll be with my granddaddy for this amount of time in the virtual space. But if you're a parent and I can't even put myself in that position, you may never want to take that off.
Yeah, that could lead into a very deep depression.
Yeah. So that's good. I'm glad. And you know what? If you have any ideas, thoughts, and concerns on this topic, you can go to thegamermind.com and leave your questions, comments, and ideas at thedaddycast@thegamermind.com. And that email again is thedaddycast@thegamermind.com. That was a good discussion. I'm very excited for what VR has to offer us. And hopefully we'll see some of those apps coming soon. So, speaking of things that are not related, our main topic for today is going to be allowing children to play M-rated games. We've talked about this before on the podcast before. We've mentioned it briefly, and sometimes we got into it a little bit. But now this is going to be our main topic. I mean, we're talking about children from the ages of, I don't know, I guess 6 to 18, which it clearly says on some of the games.
17.
You shouldn't play this game if you're not 17 or older, We come across them in game lobbies. We come across them when we're queuing up to play a Halo game or a Call of Duty game. We know that these kids are not supposed to be playing these games, but somehow, some way, they are getting their hands on them. I blame nobody else but the parents, but that's just me personally. I want to know how you guys feel about this. Gio, what are your thoughts on children being allowed to play mature rated games?
Honestly, I am definitely not for it. I think kids need to be playing kid games and things that are rated for them. They're rated for a reason, and I think parents need to be more involved in their kids' life, and especially in the aspect where they know what their kids are playing. Is nowadays with everything going on in the world, they need to take it more seriously to where, if they continue for a prolonged period of time playing these, violent games, that, it's going to change their mentality, and, it might turn them, violent, and maybe act out some of these things that they see in these video games because they just play it so much. So I think I am definitely not for it, and I think they need to be more not repercussions, but more
like more regulations towards
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
I think that it's the same mentality that we hold when we say, well, we're not going to allow our children to see a specific type of movie, because we have to be able to sit there and explain to them the topics and things that are going on in that particular movie. So if they're playing a game where you're playing a soldier that's shooting another soldier, first of all, you have to be able to tell them what's going on, and you have to now explain to them the ideologies behind death, and that there are no respawns in life, and there's certain things that kids are not ready to handle yet. And like Gia was saying, if they go in and they are exposed to this type of things through video games, they might not be able to make the necessary connections to realize, okay, this is the gaming space and this is the real space, and we have to separate the two. They might not have the mental capacity to deal with that yet. So, Katie, what do you think are some of the downsides of kids playing mature rated games before they're supposed to?
Well, because their brains aren't really developed, like what you were saying, that they're not going to be able to tell the difference between a game in real life and, like the respawn. You kill somebody, you're in the game, you respawn. They're not going to know the difference if between that. So I don't think they should be allowed to play it at all.
That's good. Jay, have you let your kids, or I wouldn't say let them, but would you play maturity games if they're around?
There's very few times, like, all right, yeah, I've played GTA around them, but I've only done races around them. I've never done the campaign, or, I've online, yeah, but 9 times out of 10, we're not doing nothing. We're just messing around. We're not killing each other, but we're just going around fixing up the cars and stuff like that. But when they're around and they're watching, they're like, "Oh, Dad, can we watch?" I'm like, "Yeah, here. All right, guys, we're gonna set up some races. My kids want to watch. Blah blah blah." And then then after they went upstairs, they went whatever, wherever. Then I was like, "Okay, guys, they're gone."
Right. So
And
you
then,
basically understand that there's a big difference between them seeing you guys play like a racing game versus you running around with shotguns shooting each other.
right, because my son, he used to always, like, he snuck down quite a bit, to try to catch me playing not GTA, but like Call of Duty. And
because
I
they're
was like,
interested. They've never seen this
right,
stuff before, so they
right.
want to know why is Daddy making these explosions and everything on the screen looks so cool, and I want to be a part of it.
I remember, yeah, because I was like, I remember one time he came down the stairs, and I swear to God, he was a ninja with this one. He came down the stairs, and I'm sitting in the living room playing do 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 do, and I just come up and I knife this guy, and my son went, "Whoa, Dad!" I'm like, "Oh!" Scared the shit out of me. He goes, "What'd you do?" I'm like, "Uh,
Yeah, you
I gave
scarred him
him
for
a
life.
hug.
That's what you did.
I gave him a hug."
I gave him a hug around the neck with a knife. By the way, don't
I was
tell
just
your
shaving
mom.
his beard.
So
Yeah.
I had to, I had to tell everybody, like, you know what, guys, I'll be back. I went and hid in a corner, blah blah blah. I had to explain to them it's a game, you know, and this is one game that you're not going to watch me play. This is one game that you're not going to play, until you're way older.
Because we're not perfect. We're parents. We're gamer parents. So sometimes we're watching the kids, and while the kids are doing their thing, we want to get busy on our game, and it's hard to juggle that. It's hard to juggle that, and then when they see things that they're not supposed to see, now we have to be the mature adult and say, hey, listen, this is what's going on. This is just a game. You don't do this in real life. You're not supposed to, hijack somebody's car or fly a plane through a building or whatever. You're not supposed to do these things. So, Gio, when do you think it's okay to introduce these games? Because they're getting out there. Kids are playing Call of Duty. Kids are playing GTA 5. I hear it all the time. Kids are playing Halo. And yeah, you might be shooting aliens and you might be shooting each other, but there's still things and topics in there that they're not, that I feel that kids that age are not supposed to be subjected to. So when do you think it's okay for them to play these games? Maybe under supervision or after they're, 15, 16 years old when they can make those necessary connections in their brain?
Um, Me personally, I'd probably wait till they're at least 30 years old. They're living on their own. They got bills and stuff, and they're busy.
Yeah.
No, but I have a 14-year-old, so it's at that critical age where if you're not involved in their life and you're not constantly watching or being more vigilant to what they're doing, then they could slip away and do things they're not supposed to. With games like mature rated games, I think I would personally either wait till you feel personally that they're mature enough to understand and respect the game for what it is. It's a game, and then reality is reality. But every child is different. You can't assume at one child at 16 is gonna act mature enough like a 14 or a 13-year-old would at a certain point in their life. So I think I would let them play once I feel like they're mature enough to be responsible and still supervise to a certain extent, and then maybe gradually giving less and less space, more and more space to where then when you're not around and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and stuff like that.
So basically, we're talking about more parent involvement. It's not. It's
Yes.
not like when we were growing up, where mommy, I want this video game, and we get it. It's Mario, whatever. Now it's mommy, I want this video game. I'm all of a sudden a super soldier that's killing other people. It's a different time now. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the same that it was before. So the moral of the story for those of you who are watching is be more involved in what your kids are playing and be more super involved in what they're watching you play, because watching you play something that's mature rated is just as bad, in my view, as them playing it themselves. Because if daddy can do it, if mommy can do it, why can't I do it? Is the mentality that they're going to take. So the big takeaway from this story about kids playing mature rated games is be more involved, and you decide when it's proper, or you decide by gauging your child's mental and educational state when it's appropriate for them to play a mature ready game. So, does anybody else have anything to add to that conversation? Pretty much.
I mean, and just to follow back on what you just said, that if you're going to buy the kids, like Call of Duty and shit like that. Just like how you said, watch them, give them a time limit at least. And at least be like, sit there next to them and be like, and just kind of like hear what the other people will say. Be like, what did he just say? You know what? No, you're done. You're done.
Like, just be more involved. Just be
Because
like
you know what?
around them.
I got one little story. I have one kid. I kid you not, playing Halo. Matter of fact, Halo 3. No. I'm sorry. It was Halo Reach. And this one kid, I swear to God, couldn't be like 9 or 10 maybe. Came up, killed me from behind. Okay, I was sniping. It happens. And teabagged me. I'm like,
Do you hurt your feelings?
I'm sorry.
I'm like, you little shit. And then, at the end of the match, I teabagged that guy, Chaos, blah blah blah. I'm like, how old are you?
So you're just basically talking smack.
Yeah, I'm like, dude. And it was like 11:30, almost midnight. I'm like, shouldn't you be in bed? That's the other thing two parents need to do. It was like a freaking school night too. I was like, and yeah, I know I just showed my age with that, but I'm a parent. What can I say?
It makes perfect sense. Just be more involved in what your kids are doing. I definitely know that my child will not be on Halo or any game past freaking 9 o'clock on a school night. It's not gonna happen. Sorry. I'm sorry, Genevieve.
And here's another thing too. If you know your child is way too young and they're saying, well, Dad, I want GTA. Dad, I want Call of Duty. Dad, I want Halo. Guess what? You have the right to say no.
Yes, you have the right to say no.
They'll bitch you off for a little while, but
I don't give a damn if my kids came out of that store screaming and crying, and I'm dragging them. Yes, I know it sounds wrong. And I'm dragging them down the fucking block, back to the car or wherever. They're not getting a damn mature rated game.
They'll be all right.
Trust me. Quick karate chop to the throat will stop the crying.
Exactly.
And if you pick them up by their feet, you won't have to drag them.
There you go. You just gotta get that upper body strength. Fireman carry.
Exactly.
What about you,
Don't
Katie?
be a dick.
Yeah. Don't be a dick. That's Katie's takeaway. Don't be a dick.
No, I don't
be
think
Richards.
I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. I don't think kids should be allowed to play. And if they're a teenager and then you want to let them play, go ahead. But don't let them on chat. Like, that's just stupid. Don't do it.
Just don't get them an online account.
Right. Let them play the campaign or something.
Just don't let them play video games, period.
Don't let them have fun.
Don't let them have fun. Just fucking punch them in the face every day until they're 18.
Just give them a Doc McStuffins toy. They'll be good.
Oh my god. She's possessed.
Doc McStuffin got to her.
Speaking of things that don't make sense, we have come to our news portion of the podcast. Winding down. The big news story that I could find is that Fable Legends, the top-down 3 versus 1 Xbox One exclusive video game, has been canceled, and the development studio. I reach out for the thoughts. For the development studio for the Fable Legends, Lionhead Studios has also been rumored to be closing. So, what do you guys think about that? Have you guys played Fable? Any of the Fables? Because the Lionhead Studio was the primary developer of the Fable series. So,
I played Fable 3, but that was about it because I kind of like the whole character creation it did.
Yeah.
But
you could become king and all that stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, other than that, I never got into it. Now, it was fully canceled, or did they say maybe if somebody was going to buy them out, that it could be brought back?
It's canceled. The game is canceled. The studio, and Microsoft holds I believe Microsoft holds the IP for Fable, so it might come out sometime in the future as something else. But for right now, that game is canceled. I don't know. I looked at it as a top down. It wasn't really a Fable game, so I'm not gonna go cry about it. So that's pretty much my takeaway on that. It kind of sucks that all those people are out of a job. It's always bad when anybody's out of a job. So the fact that they closed Lionhead Studios, they're not making games profitable. So a lot of people lose their jobs, and that kind of sucks. The Division is out. I have it. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it today, and I'm going to record some of it, and we're going to have some footage on the site. So if you want, you can see us play some The Division, and we'll hopefully have a daddy's take on The Division in the next coming days. And maybe we can get Katie in on this because she hasn't done anything.
I'm not a daddy. I'm a daddy. It's a daddy knows best.
It's a mommy daddy
She's
thing.
Slick.
See, reverse psychology. You like that, right? She's reversing the psychology. Not 16 years anymore, Mom.
And change the name to it to Daddy Mommy favorites.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a whole site redesign to make it PR. I don't know, PC. What's PR? Oh,
Public relations.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I was saying politically correct is what I was looking for. Okay. So yeah, The Division is out. I haven't even opened it; it's still in the shrink wrap. So hopefully we'll get some footage on that on the website in the next coming days. Also, Disney is giving DuckTales a reboot. So they're gonna get a reboot of the DuckTales TV show that we grew up with, and I thought this was pretty cool because I used to watch DuckTales a lot. I don't know what you guys think about that. I'm pretty excited about it.
Huge fan of DuckTales. Woo! DuckTales. I don't know the words, but I love the song.
I think that's gonna be the. I think the thumbnail for this podcast is gonna be that you just doing that thing.
Oh, great!
I'm pretty excited about it. I watched DuckTales. Katie, did you ever watch any DuckTales growing up?
I did a little bit, but it was kind of unrealistic when he jumped in the pile of coins. I mean, what was up with that?
Because it's a cartoon, Katie. Jeez. Jesus. Get a freaking
You have to have an imagination. You know what? Get out of my head, Josh.
He's so stoked about having all that money that he's swimming in it. Whatever. Anyway.
I watched a little bit.
All that money.
I am jealous. But yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I wasn't like a huge fan where I had to watch it all the time, but I watched it.
I think it's pretty cool because you can get the kids to watch the reboot, and then you can actually get them to see if they like it. They can say, "Oh, look at this one. Look at the one that I grew up with," and they'll be like, "Dad, this sucks. Like, what the hell is this? It's not even computer generated. It's drawn. Like, who draws anymore? Duh. Get with the times, Dad."
They don't know it's drawn then.
Well, my daughter likes a lot of the shows I used to watch, like Full House. She's obsessed with that. She likes the Fuller House. She used to watch Tom and Jerry. So,
did we talk about the Fuller House on the last podcast?
I don't think so.
Because I saw it, and it was all right. It's take it or leave it. They're getting a lot more edgier with their comedy because it's on Netflix. Boobs. So Stephanie's boobs, and that's it was weird. Stephanie is taller than DJ, and she's
by a lot,
and she is actually a DJ. So like now they call her DJ, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And DJ. There's two DJs, and she was doing like a part. They were doing like a party in the house, and she's wearing this dress, and her breasts are out. I don't know. I was not prepared for it. I'm like, okay. Maybe it was cool to see everybody in the same place at once, and I was like, cool, but I don't think I'm going to be watching any more of that. So who knows?
Are they the same characters or
same characters?
Yep.
The only one that didn't show up was Michelle.
Wow. The only one that didn't show up was Michelle. They made a reference to that, and the kids, the actual DJ's kids. Boys? The twin boys made an appearance, but I don't think they're going to be part of the show. Okay. So it was like a reunion for the first episode, and then the subsequent episodes is just about the girls now. It's about DJ, Stephanie, and Kimmy Gibbler.
Oh God.
And her daughter and DJ's
DJ's kids.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to check it out then. I thought it was like different characters
and the twins
playing the characters.
Yeah, but the twins are also John Stamos and his wife's kids, not DJ's.
Yeah.
And
The
John
twins
Stamos
are-
is in it too, or no?
Yeah, Uncle Jesse's in it. I think he's in it for like 2 episodes. I only got 2 or 3 episodes in.
What was the other guy's name? The one that does the funny voices.
Joey.
Joey.
Yeah,
Uncle Joey.
same thing. It should like how Josh just said. It was just mostly going to follow like DJ and her kids, Stephanie, and Kimley and her daughter.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
Check it out.
That's that.
Let's see.
Speaking of reboots, Arnold Schwarzenegger's coming back as the Predator. So the Predators, there's a new Predator coming out. I don't know if it's a reboot, but they're doing a Predator movie, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is coming back in it. I only brought this up in the news because huge Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, watch all his movies, and I'm psyched to see another Predator movie. So that's pretty cool.
I am too. I just don't know if I'm psyched to see one of him in it.
Well, he's like in his fucking 70s now, so
as long as he's not fighting the Predator hand to hand, like maybe it'll be more realistic.
Who would win in a fight, John Rambo or Major Alan Dutch Schaefer from The Predator?
I don't know. I just watched Rambo 3 yesterday, as a matter of fact, and he's in top shape, so I would probably have to say John Rambo. He's back.
Yeah, I would say Rambo too. What about you, Katie?
Well, it was nice doing the podcast with you guys. So, just I want to let you know before I say this.
Who would win in a fight, Thor or Captain America?
I've never seen Predator movies.
Oh boy,
really?
Do you want us to give you guys a moment?
How do we exit out of this? How do we exit out? Control Alt Delete, damn it.
I have to go back and edit it out. Everything.
We need to check her resume again. I don't know.
Yeah,
should be
I don't know. Stuff
on one of the questions.
Stuff is not really checking out here. Yeah,
I got her. You know what? Screw you both. I know what you're gonna say. I got her hooked on Star Trek already, so I'll get her hooked on Rambo and Predator and all that later.
And the new Star Wars movie.
Anyway, Star Wars, Star Trek, star my ass. Gio, where can they send the emails to?
Hey, if you guys have any emails or comments, please email us at thedaddycast@thegamermind.com. We look forward to hearing you guys' suggestions or any ideas you guys want us to talk about. You can also check out our Instagram and Twitter page at thegamermind_. Same name for both. It's pretty easy. We post up on a regular basis, and we look forward to hearing from our fans.
Do we have any emails this week, Mr. Giovanni Pacheco?
Unfortunately, we do not have any emails. So hopefully next week, with our listeners, they will definitely email us. If not, I know where you live.
Well, with that, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Big Baby Daddy Cast, episode 14. We have an alibi.
We'll back the reins just a tad.
Pull it back.
There is one other piece of good news. Mortal Kombat has turned 24 years old.
Oh my goodness, 24.
You're old.
I feel 24. I was 6 when it came out.
I just turned depressed. I think I'm gonna leave now.
Depressed? He just
1992. I was 12.
How old were you, Katie?
12.
Oh God. A moment of silence for our youth. Well, thank you for that last bit of depressing news, Jay. We could all go home and cry under our beds while we eat ice cream and watch Netflix.
And curl up with your Halo Barbie doll, right?
My Master Chief back there.
Action figure.
It's an action figure. So like I said, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Big Baby Daddy Cast. We are thegamermind.com, www.thegamermind.com. Check us out for videos, news, articles on babies, parenting, video games, video game related content. I am your host for this week, Josh Vasquez, joined by my co-host, Giovanni Pacheco, Josh Sims,
see you,
and Katie Higley.
You got it right again.
Ha-ha!
It'll be different.
Take care.
Okay.
Keep gaming.